What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Team Solemn Circus live video. It's on the left side here. We have Ryzeal going up against Maliss on the right side. We did see that Maliss ended up winning the dive roll. These are both going to be brand new decks. Day one of the decks coming out, by the way, at our locals as well. So both players are going to be kind of still new to the deck. We are going to be seeing Maliss going to be starting off, like I said earlier. We're going to be activating a gold shark. Now, I will tell you guys that this is the first time they've ever read the cards as well in a duel. So if you guys have not ever done that before, make sure you stay tuned for this. This is going to be kind of like explaining, showing exactly how the combo kind of goes. You know, you watch a few videos, you do a couple test hands, but then in the gameplay, it's completely different. So we see them banishing the Domos there, which can summon itself out by paying 300. And it banishes another one from the deck, which is going to be the Ultra. The Ultra then summons itself out and then activates the effect. And we're going to chain Imperm to this. Obviously, you know, hitting in Ultra is going to be pretty decent if you don't know what the cards do. And if we do cheat at all during any of this video, please let us know. You know, day one of both these decks coming out, I barely know what the cards do. I've played against both of them yesterday, and I know Ryzeal a little bit more than I do the Maliss card. I know the Maliss like stuff. I just don't know exactly which ones they do. I don't know the extra deck at all. I know like the Blink 3 that's white, the triple DD Crow. I know that one quite a bit, but other than that, I'm still learning the decks myself, so it's going to be a kind of a work in progress. But that's kind of how it is. We saw at the YCS yesterday, a lot of players were doing the same kind of thing, like, you know, not knowing exactly how the cards go, or not doing the exact optimal combos as well. It's super huge when people are playing a brand new deck legal for an event. But it seems like Konami's doing that a lot recently, making a lot of YCSs going to be legal, or making the set legal only a couple days before the YCS, so you don't even have time to actually playtest those cards in real life. Now, obviously, playing on like Dueling Book or Omega or however else you play definitely can help you out. You know, even printing out proxies and stuff like that. But it's very different when you're in the actual gameplay, and like it actually does matter. We're gonna go see a Wicked being made. This is going to allow us to search for a Sigma, also allowing us to banish one of the Ryzeal monsters, or not Maliss monsters from the graveyard. Both of them have already activated their effects to summon back out from the graveyard there, or from the banish zone by paying that 600. We do see the field spell going to be activated, allowing us to get, I believe, one of the Maliss monsters in rotation here. But there's only one left for now, of course. We most likely are going to be seeing two more waves of support for both of these decks here. We're going to be banishing the other one, the Cheese Cat, and that's going to be able to summon itself out. And then we're going to activate the Wicked effect, allowing us to banish. And then let us search. We already have activated both the effects to banish, so it's not going to be that big. And it's going to let us search for a Sigma. This is going to be the tuner that we end up playing. I don't believe we can summon it out as long as we have an extra monster in the extra monster zone here. But we do love free cards as well as being able to extend up. You know, now we have the material for a Link 3. And we could go up now, up into the decoder. This is going to allow us to... Actually, how do we go up into this now? Because now we need another body because we need a Maliss monster. So maybe we weren't supposed to do that there. I actually don't even know. Yeah, so this is one of the examples where like we ended up misplaying here. This is not me playing, by the way. But this is what I mean, like where we are playing incorrectly, unfortunately, because we don't know the exact cards that we. I feel like here we should have done it. We should have linked away for the link disciple there, or decoder, and then we activate the effect of the Wicked, banishing the Cheese Cat that was in the graveyard, getting us another body. I feel that's probably going to be the correct play. We do have a way to go into the Splash Mage, just using another body there to, you know, unfortunately link climb up. But yeah, definitely I see the misplay that we could have made there. We should have gone up for that copy of the. We should have linked away instead of searched for the Sigma there, going up into the Link monster, and then being able to activate the effect, banishing the Cheese Cat, getting the additional. So you're getting two more bodies off this for free, and keeping your Splash Mage still in the extra deck. We're going to be seeing an activation trying to triple DD Crow. They do chain Imperm on it once again, so opening up double Imperm here can be quite nice. They are thinking on this, so We can't now banish the Cheese Cat, unfortunately. We have not normal summoned either, though. So I suppose we could have normal summoned with the Sigma, and we would have had 3 other additional names. So we have now the normal summon we go up into once again. We can go up into a Link 4 or a Link 2. Go for a Firewall, okay. Then we're going to Ball Drake banish. So the Bystials can be used to banish your own stuff to make sure that you can actually bring them out. And then we're going to see the Link 3 can activate, paying 900, summoning itself out. I believe it also draws a card. And the Firewall Dragon can bounce something as well. I haven't played Firewall in so long. There was like one locals I played in like a weird ass Ignister Cybers build. But I really like the Maliss deck for how they have the trap. The traps are super cool, allowing you to kind of play through imperps and stuff like that. Kind of reminds me of a Memento and stuff where you can just set them first and then be able to tribute for cost. But we're just pass on this here. Interestingly enough. Now, can Ryzeal end up beating a board like this? Now, if you guys know what else we should be doing, let me know in the comment section down below. We are going to be seeing one of the Ryzeal send the Aggravator to grave, which is going to try to negate the field spell here. And it lets him summon itself out. Like, being able to send for cost and being the Aggravator that we end up sending, making so that we have like a kind of a negate on the field is very cool. I really like that interaction as well. Like, both these decks were designed very, very differently than other decks we have seen in the past. And I really do like when we get like something fresh like that being able to activate. So I don't really like how they printed some of these Ryzeal cards. Like, if you look at, like, for example, Dryden being banned, and then we have the new one, the Detonator, which is like Dryden with a negate. That's like a triple Dryden. Like, that's so stupid. Like, why do we have that in Dryden being banned? We're going to see the red one that's going to let us search. We're going to see that being summoned out. And do we have anything to kind of negate that there? No, so we're going to go up now into the, I believe this is Detonator. It could also be the, no, this is Detonator, not the Duo Drive. And we still have 3 cards in the hand. So we're going to see the Detonator going to be trying to attach the Aggravator from the graveyard. I mean, we could Ball Drake, but there's no real point. So it sounded like we were going to go Firewall effect. I don't even know if Firewall had an effect. I'll be very honest. And then we're going to go Detonator, target the Ball Drake to destroy. We're going to be bouncing back the Detonator, so we are not going to be able to summon out. We're not going to be able to attach the Aggravator there. But then we can go for another one, letting us summon out. This one summons both of them out here, so we have another rank 4 right away. And this is like the problem. Like, people are like, oh yeah, well, Zoo was crazy. Zoo. Yeah, you have your Dryden and you have your. This is literally like 6 level 4s a turn. You can go into any level 4, rank 4 you want. What do you mean Zoo is broken? Like, I'm sorry, Ram into a fucking Dryden is not going to be. It's a 1 pop once per turn. You have like a triple pop, sometimes a negate, sometimes 2 negate, and you have like insane amount of bodies here. So like on the summon, it brings back another one. Like, wow, you just have. Like, this is honestly crazy. Without a normal summon, by the way. This is all done without a normal. Like, this deck is just so busted. Like, it does lose the D barrier, of course, going first. Or going second, I should say. It does lose the D barrier, but like still, you have the insane bodies that we end up making here. Like, Zoo loses to the same exact stuff. So now we're going to go for the Duo Drive. Duo Drive is going to be able to activate the effect. I'm going to search for the field spell. It does detach for effect alongside like Gigantic Sprite. So this is going to be a decent card to Ogre or Veiler or whatever else you want to hit with it. But we're going to attach 2, and then I'm going to let us search for the field spell here, as well as the other one. I believe this is called Node. I'm not exactly sure. Again, still learning these cards myself. We're going to activate the field spell here, and this one's going to allow us to have the negate, which is super busted. Also, the Detonator has a protection effect as well. That's something else I want to mention. You know who doesn't have a protection effect? Dryden. Now we're going to summon up the node. And then we can go up into another copy of the aggravator here, I'm going to assume. Or the detonator, I'm going to assume. But it looks like we're thinking of going to Castel. Now, that's definitely interesting. What's interesting about Castel as well is that it is a wing beast. So we can actually use Featherstorm with Thrust in the deck. If we do get hit with a hand trap, you can go into the Castel, then going up into the Featherstorm. And as we all know, that card's extremely broken. We're next going to go battle, attack, and then we're going to activate Desires, banishing 10 to draw 2 more cards, because why not just fuel our hand. And we're just going to pass turn on this. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how Maliss is going to be able to come back. We do have lots of cards in our hand, but we're going to see Field Spell over Field Spell, then we're going to be able to activate the effect there. I don't think they have anything else, maybe unless they drew into 2 hand traps. They're kind of unfortunately stuck. We're going to be banishing the Domos once again, paying 300, summoning itself out. And then that can banish another one here. They're going to choose to Veiler this. And we do activate Sigma now to summon himself out. So having the follow-up can be quite nice here, like we see in this case. We still have to find a way to get to another body on the field to kind of go up. We don't have any more access to the Wicked nor the other line here of the Splash Mage. We can go for a Hazard Ligeros, which can actually banish one of the Maliss monsters in the graveyard to make an attack 0, which also allows us to get the Maliss effect to summon back out. Very cool that we have that ability to kind of do that. We're going to be banishing, it looks like the Cheese Cat, and it's going to be trying to turn the Ryzeal to 0, and we do now activate paying 300, summoning it out. And we have now that Link 3 that we end up needing here, which is going to be for the Maliss monster, which is quite nice. The Link monster, I should say. We activate Terraforming, allowing us to search for, once again, another one of those field spells. We already activated one this turn, but still, looks like we're clogging up our hand pretty good with those field spells as well, by the way, I should mention. So maybe if we had other cards, we would have been able to extend. And we saw last turn, we didn't even have a really good way of doing it here. So we're going to activate the effect, banishing one of the Maliss cards to draw 2, it looks like. That's a pretty good effect. I didn't even know that we could do that. So I guess I should say I should read some of these Maliss cards a little bit more myself. I'm not exactly sure which deck I want to pick up, Maliss or Ryzeal. They definitely both look like good options. I think that maybe a Ryzeal is going to get hit a little bit sooner than Maliss is, because, we do see how crazy it is. You have, we look at, the ban list, about, what's on the ban list. We have a Ryzeal. We have, Dryden on the ban list. There's also those cards that are just, broken that you look at, we have the fact that a Ryzeal is a shifter. We have Dryden that can be made with 1 monster. When all the Ryzeal monsters can make essentially 1 monster, 2 monsters, it's how really far-fetched is it to see these cards kind of get hit? And I don't know what else they could hit with it. Obviously it is a brand new deck, but time after time we just see how the same cards kind of get released over and over again, and they're still pretty good. Dryden to this day is decent. We're going to be seeing the trap being set here from the Maliss. Now there's only 3 sets, 3 traps they can set, I should say. I'm not exactly sure which one it was there. Again, I am still brand new to this. We have not read all the cards. We do have now, enough to go up into something else, and we're gonna go up into the red one here. I guess one of the 2 red ones. Now we're going to be banishing it for the trap, to summon out the other one from the graveyard. So we have this one in Reborns. We're going to go out for now the one that is the triple DD Crow. And then we're going to act for the effect of the other one. We also gain 23, which is important to note as well. Way to work around time. Then we're going to be able to act for the effect of, so 1 and 2. Bringing it back out, we pay 9. And we have lots of effects to go off. I can't see Maliss losing this one at all. When they start getting the engine rolling, or I guess say once they start to get the engine banishing there, it's going to be kind of over for any deck. They have the setup, and then they have just follow up in galore, being able to banish their cards. It's just going to be kind of over. So we're going to banish a bunch of the Ryzeal monsters in the graveyard there, and the trap. And now we can banish a Dotscaper off of the red Maliss there. Dodgescape will then be able to summon itself back out because it is banished once per duel. It can do that, as well as when it's linked away to the graveyard, it can summon itself back out. So essentially just another 2 body, which is going to be pretty nice. We are going to link away for the Firewall. Then we're going to see Dodgescaper being able to bring itself back out once again. Or we add back the Baldrake. Baldrake's going to be banishing, summoning it back out. We then pay, but yeah, we didn't do that one yet, okay. So we pay 9 to summon it once again here. And like this is going to be pretty much game here if we have no like a nib in the hand. But we would have just dropped nib here, honestly. Like there's no reason not to. They have 1 card or 2 cards up in their hand. It's essentially going to be just over. They have enough damage for game 2, I believe. So yeah, we see the Ryzeal player Emmett defeat there. The Castel being able to bounce back the Firewall was definitely a cool line. It also is being a wing beast is pretty nice. You know, you just want to have the different extra deck cards you can play in Ryzeal. There is going to be a Maliss deck profile coming up tomorrow, so we won't be having a one on. We won't be having a deck profile on Wednesday. We'll have a one tomorrow instead, switching up the Monday and Wednesdays. I did at the start want to do 3 deck profiles a week, but unfortunately we just can't really manage to do that. We did lose one of our locals a week as well, so there's a lot less players, a lot less tournaments going around. The format is air quote stale. A lot of players are choosing to move to different games because of just the way that like the Full Roses and the Impulses, stuff like that. And now you don't necessarily need those cards to play right now, but like it feels like every couple months you have to drop like $300, $400 on the game, which I understand. At the same time, like if it is a hobby and you want to be going to these big events, you definitely want to be able to do that. And like, you have the ability to sell the cards as well. So, you're not making you're not just losing an investment. But I understand from the point of like a lot of students and stuff like that who don't have a full-time job and stuff that, it is going to be kind of hard for them to want to always play with the new shiny cards and then win. Like we have like Ryzeal and Maliss. Both these decks are very, very good decks. Snake Eyes, Fiendsmith, all these powerful cards that you end up really needing. And then if you want to play like a deck like Labyrinth, you have to shell out on your Impulses, you have to shell out on your Full Roses, or else you're not going to be playing them more optimally, and then you're not going to be winning all the matches that you potentially could be winning. But we're going to be moving on to game 2 here with Ryzeal going to be going first once again. Or Ryzeal going to be finally going first here. Let's see if it is going to be just a die roll of a format, and if we go first, we win. Both these decks play shifters, so we're going to be seeing most chances here. They're going to be siding out shifters there, allowing them to be more at a playing field, let's say optimal-wise. We are going to be seeing Ryzeal going to be summoning out, and then we search. Two summons and searches. Pretty simple there. Definitely not broken. Definitely not one monster equals an XYZ. We're then going to send the Aggravator to the graveyard, summoning out the Ice, and then Ice is going to be able to activate the effect, allowing us to, does it search or add? Or search or summon? Okay, so it does add, and then remember this is all off of one of our bodies there. So now we have 3 level 4s off of 1 monster, by the way. We're going to go up into the Detonator. Detonator will be able to activate this is going to be the Duo Drive, okay. We're going to see the Duo Drive here. They are going to Ash this, which is going to let them not be able to search for the field spell here. And we have talents we can rip their hand that are going to be hitting the Nibiru. You know that right away because we have a Terraforming, Talents, and then another card that I haven't seen before yet. I think of one of the Maliss spells. We're then going to be able to activate the effect, summoning it out, and then on the 5th summon here, we're going to go up into the Aggravator, or the Detonator, attaching the Aggravator there. So yeah, Talents is going to be pretty much everywhere this format. If you guys have not played or don't have your copies yet, I definitely recommend picking up. Talents is going to be absolutely insane against Maliss as well as Ryzeal, because you're going to be activating both the effects during your monster or during your opponent's turn, as well as hand traps and everything else. All these cards are going to be broken. So now we're going to be seeing Maliss going to be admitting defeat right away. Clearly not opening up very well. We saw their hand not looking too hot. And then we're going to be moving on to game 3. So what's really important against both these decks is going first, going second, they have both big weaknesses, as well as going first. The Ryzeal deck definitely loses 2 cards like D-Barrier going first, as well as Ultimate Slayer going second. And the Maliss deck just loses to Lancia all in all. So Lancia definitely going to be a good card in the upcoming format. I don't know if it's going to be necessarily going to be a crazy staple you must play in your side deck. But it is very good. Like even if you're playing against stuff like random rogue matchups, Lancia can be quite nice. Like there was a flu player at our locals, and someone was playing Lancia, and they absolutely got smoked by the Lancia, which is funny, but I guess like it does have some overlap with some random things in the format that you can play. It also hurts Cosmics as well, which is kind of important. You know, that's why we're not playing Cosmics in the Maliss deck. They're playing Lightning Storm instead, even with the Bestials as well as the Nibiru's. But when you're going to be siding into Lancia there, it's going to definitely hurt you quite a bit. I always hate when Lancia comes into the format because like then you end up losing some of your stuff that like you don't really want to lose. Like against some like random stuff, like you're playing branded, Lancia can actually be like a little bit good if you just want to side out some cards. It like hurts the deck a little bit. Not too much, of course. Like it doesn't like detrimentally kill the deck, but it does definitely just hurt like your Albion and stuff like that, making them go for like weird lines, especially if they commit to Albion and then you end up chaining the Lancia. It's like very hard. But moving on to game 3, we're going to be seeing Maliss going to be going first. Once again, a normal summoning out the Domos here, going to activate the effect, allowing us to banish one of the monsters here. Going for the Ultra once again, paying the 300 to summon itself back out. Activating the effect, letting us, I believe, search here for, or set the trap. I'm not exactly sure which one it is. So we're going to set the trap right away, which can be activated this turn by banishing one of our Maliss monsters that we do control. Very cool. It's like a quick play spell card that lets you dodge a lot like a Bone Party for Memento, which I enjoy that quite a bit. And having 3 of them you can actually activate is like super cool, you know, depending on which kind of what you want to go. I think one's like a pop, one's a banish, one is a reborn from the graveyard, and then you gain life points if you control a link monster. And then also I think one is just a summon from the deck. We're going to see them go for the Haggard Lateros there, banishing the Domos, making it so it has 0 attack, but it's going to give us just a ability to pay 300 to bring himself back, going up into a Link 3. And then we're going to go up now into the red one, and they're going to try to banish from the deck. We do chain Ash Blossom this. This is going to essentially make us stop, and so that we can't go for the copy of the Dodgescaper here. We activate Talents, and then we see a Bonfire, an Ash Blossom, 2 Bonfires, and then the Ryzeal monster. So we're going to get rid of that, leaving double Ash and double Bonfire here. We're going to go Magnemite, banishing the Domos. But I think we already banished that one to summon it back out. But I don't think it really matters. We could go to the other one instead. I could be wrong. I feel like we did banish that already off the Haggard, right? Okay, so they do realize that there. They can't bring it back out, which is kind of unfortunate. We do activate the Magnemite effect to search. But yeah, that's definitely going to be a bit of a problem. We have the trap, which can banish someone from the deck, and then we can bring out. So we still are playing here. We're going to go for the Chessy Cat, paying 900 down to bring back out the Link monster. I mean, we could have just kept the Magnemite in the hand and then banished the Chess Cat as well. But now we're going to activate the effect of them banishing, letting us bring out the Dodgescaper. Dodgescaper will bring itself back out. We're just losing one body here on the field. But, you know, like I mentioned earlier in the video, it is day 1. We're still learning. And if there's any other lines that you guys see, definitely let us know in the comment section down below. We are always looking to improve as well. And like I have never seen any of this. I've watched some combo videos on it, but it's definitely different when you're commenting on the videos yourself. But yeah, we could have just kept the Magnemite in the hand and then summoned out the Chess Cat, linked it with Chess Cat for the Decoder, and then banished the Chess Cat with the Magnemite, letting that being brought back out there. But so all different stuff we can see kind of happening here. We're going to go up now into the Firewall, and then where else do we go with this? We're to link away now for the Link Decoder. Oh no, they're going to go for a different one there. One of them locks them, I know that. So we're looking at it. I mean, we can go for the decoder there or the devotee or the other one. I'm not exactly sure it matters that much. Do we have a way to stop the bonfire is the question. Okay, so we're going to link 2 away instead. Going up for the IP. And we're going to set 2 cards here, and then end phase Magnemite will resolve, allowing us to search for a Baldric, I'm going to be assuming. So we have an interruption there. And, or I guess we can go for the Juris Worm, so we can be able to banish our Link monster. Then we can actually use the IP, sending itself plus the Juris Worm to summon out the SP. And then we're going to be just passing turn on this. We know we have double Bonfire, Ash, and an Unknown now. So it's going to be good to go. We're going to be searching for the Pyro one, obviously. This one I believe is called Sword. I could be wrong. I actually don't even know the names of them. I just know what they do. So we're going to activate the effect of the Sword, sending to summon itself out. And then that's going to be activating the effect, making the IP now no longer be able to activate its effects. Pretty crazy that we can actually do that there, Definitely hurts quite a bit for our plan. Just being able to send that so you have essentially a free negate is like, what the hell? We're thinking on chaining the IP here. We could chain the IP, chain the Baldric, or chain the Juris Worm. Yeah, chain. We're going to let that resolve. So we summon out one from the deck here. Okay. That's going to let us activate the fight, letting us search for another one. So crazy how they just keep spiraling into different stuff. We're going to see Juris Worm going to activate on the red here, which is then going to be able to banish it. We can then bring itself back out. We pay 9 to summon, and then we're going to be dumping from the deck, or we banish from the deck here. Banishing here the link will, or the Ultra, which can bring itself back out here, which can then set a trap from the deck. And the trap can be activated, which can pop or banish a card here. So we're going to be trying to maybe make sure that we just don't have access to the level rank 4s, but we have pretty much access to everything here. Wait, do we choose to negate the firewall over the IP? We chose, oh my God, okay. So we chose to negate the firewall over the IP there. I definitely did not think that's what we're going to be choosing to do. That definitely is a huge misplay because we know the Juris Worm was in the hand. So this is going to let us now go up into the Maliss link, which can then going to be activating the effect, letting us to banish 3. Banishing the Aggravator and the Ash. Just so the Aggravator can't get reattached. And then also the Ultra there, which can then bring itself back out. Yeah, huge misplay on our part there. We should have 100% hit that IP. I mean, yeah, if you went for SP, we're still going to be get hit with. I mean, can we make them not have any, like, level 4? Let's see. We go for IP, use a Juris Worm and the SP. We then banish, leave them on 2 stuff. If this is a card that lets them banish a card, then we're fine, right? No, we're going to summon from the deck. So we're going to be banishing the... Yeah, so we essentially had a way to stop it all. We're going to Ash the effect to let us summon back out and draw. But then we do chain a crossout, banishing the Ash, so that we do get to resolve it. And we just admit defeat from the Ryzeal player. I mean, I definitely think that if we went for the SP IP line, IP into SP, we would be able to send both of them. And then we have the trap to banish the other one if they have another continuation. And so that definitely was maybe a little bit of a better play. I'm not exactly sure. I think that we definitely misplayed with the detonator or the aggravator there. We should have negated the IP 100% every single time. The Firewall Dragon is going to bounce back one of your cards. Not going to be that greatest. You know, I guess if you do go into the into the extra deck, it's going to be bouncing that one there. But, you know, still, both these cards are going to lose to something. You might as well just lose to the IP setting up for the copy of SP. Regardless, hope you're watching the video. Let me know in the comment section down below if you would have seen any other lines that we could have played instead. Remember that this is going to be day 1 at locals. This is also round 1 as well. Both these players are playing against each other. Kind of cool that we're seeing 2 new decks playing against each other. Regardless, hope you're watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, more content like this. Stay safe. Peace.